My husband and I have been together for 5 years now. It's a good marriage. It's been a good marriage. I mean, the perfect marriage, if you think about it in the Malawian context. I'm a lawyer by profession. My husband is a doctor. He's a surgeon. So you already know how busy his schedule is. From time to time, sometimes I get to miss him. But whenever we find the time to be together, it's a special moment. We catch up and we just reflect on life, Limodzi, and just be like, I think in you, I found a partner for life. And it's true. Now, for all these 5 years, of course, every marriage goes through its problems, every up and down, every dwindle, every meander. We go through it together, but it's okay because we always find ways of working things out together. But for the past year or year and a half, you can say, things have been constantly weird between me and my husband. Now, have it in mind, for example, if you take into adjustment for your imagination, before this 1.5 years that we've been going through our problems, me and my husband, things were nice, you know? We're just going to have a good time together. We're going to go out, drink, have fun, talk about our relationship. And it was nice. But this 1.5 years, things have just not been as vibrant as they used to be. From 3 rounds, we ended up just going maybe half a round because sometimes he would just not be active in those activities. You know what I'm talking about if you're an adult. Now, as a woman, I had questions. One day he came through, I set the mood. Ndinagula wine kapo, ndinapika tizaku jata bwino. Now Tati, come through. Let's have fun together. And so we had a nice dinner. We laughed and we talked. But still, there was something off about my husband. I couldn't pin what it was. I tried to seduce him. I was wearing what used to be his favorite lingerie. I was like, baby, I did this all for you today. I want to make you a happy man. But baby was like, I'm not in the mood. Can I just go to sleep? I'm tired. I said, no, this is not my husband. There's something wrong with this man. This man is not the man that I married. So anyway, I let it slide. He went to sleep. A few days later, I tried the same tactic. My husband could not even try and kiss me. It was like he was starting to get disgusted by me. So, of course, I asked him. I said, baby, honestly speaking, you have changed. You're not the same man that I used to know. And he said, no, baby, I still love you, but, right now I just want to go to bed. I said, baby, I'm not about to do that. So this behavior prolonged, kept going on and on. So I started to think to myself, maybe my husband is cheating on me. I hated to think like that because this was my best friend. There's no way that my true love can cheat on me. That's what I thought. But I also had to get the facts right. Something is wrong with my husband, and I have to get to the bottom of it. So I started asking around to the bars that he goes to, his friends. Maybe there's somebody that knows what's going on with my husband. But I couldn't find anything that could pinpoint Mamuna is cheating on me. Now, have it in mind, my husband is a doctor. So, of course, I went to his workplace one day and I thought to myself, maybe assistant, baby girl, that's who's taking my man's attention away from me. But when I went to work, I was surprised to note that his assistant, so to speak, is a young man. So I was like, there's no way my husband could be cheating on me with a man, clearly. So it was fine. I tried to make friends with the assistant, so maybe eventually I could pick up something to just see, okay, maybe my man, he would tell me what my man has been up to. So me and this assistant became friends, very good friends. Sometimes he would tell me, oh, your husband just walked in, we're going into surgery, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, it's good, it's fine. But still, my husband was not changing. I cooked him his favorite meal. I wore his favorite lingerie. I even did the things that, they fantasize about. He still didn't want to initiate any activity with me. I was getting frustrated. As a woman, I was tired. Because, come on, am I just going to be like this for the rest of my life? I need to get to the bottom of this. Now I started asking his assistant, is there something that you've noticed about my husband? Or has my husband been doing something weird, strange, or has it been off? And he's like, no, ma'am, your husband is your husband. He comes to work, he does his work, and he goes home. I still couldn't believe that I couldn't catch this guy cheating. I even called him names in the process of it, because I just wanted to know what was wrong with my husband. Was he going through depression? Anyway, one solid day, I thought to myself, let me go to his workplace and maybe surprise him with a nice lunch. You know, because as a wife, I think I've done everything, but maybe I have not tried everything. So I went, picked up his favorite meal, and went to his office. Everybody, of course, led me to his actual office. And they're like, oh, your husband is in the office. Just go check on him. I said, okay, fine. But I got to his office. I found the door slightly opened. Something inside of me just told me not to open the door in a haste. I opened that door slowly, gradually. And the peek that I got, the little space between the door and the frame, led me directly to the desk that my husband sat on. What I saw, I still cannot comprehend up until today. My husband bent over, his assistant inserting himself into my husband. I don't know what I thought in that moment. My husband, is he gay? This is my long time youth husband, my husband from youth. Is he gay? His assistant is inserting himself in my husband, my man. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't say anything. I just closed the door and I walked away. This is the husband of my youth. I have known this man for so many years. There is no way my husband is gay. Something is wrong. I went home. I contemplated ways in which I can attack my husband. I even thought that maybe I should strangle this man, because why was he bending over for another man? Why? I was frustrated. I was furious. I was angry. I was defeated. My husband came home that day. And when I looked at him, I had no words to say. But something inside of me told me, bring out that bottle of wine and sit down, play your favorite music, and just chat with your husband. And maybe he will expose himself eventually. We sat down. I gave him a glass of wine. We started chatting, and he looked tired on this particular day. Of course, I knew why he was tired. Come on, you get it. But we sat down and we started to have a conversation. And I think when one glass turned into 2 and 3, he started to sort of open up. Because I said to him, baby, something is different about you. Can you tell me what's going on with you? Are you okay? He said, baby, a year ago, I messed up at work. I prescribed medication to a patient that I just did surgery on. And of course, that medication didn't go as planned. The patient ended up dying. And so when I put 2 and 2 together, because I didn't understand why this person lost their life, the surgery was successful. Everything went well. I prescribed medication. But after I did my investigations, I found out that the medication that I had prescribed to this person was in fact expired. Now, it should have been my problem, or it should have been the nurse's problem, my assistant's problem. I don't know. But it just didn't make sense that this person lost their life because I gave them expired medication. But while I was doing my investigations, my assistant was hand in hand there with me. So between me and him, we were the only two people in the whole hospital that knew what we did to this patient. I felt responsible for this patient's death. But I knew that investigations would then be carried out after what I had done. And so I could have ended up losing my job. It just took one person to testify against me, and it could have been my assistant. Damn. I asked him to keep this secret with me. Only under one condition, he said. I couldn't believe what my husband said. This bloody forsaken assistant told my husband blatantly, "My friend, if you want me to keep your secret, you're going to have to give me something in return." I said, "No, you are lying." I looked at my husband. I couldn't believe it. Was he being blackmailed by his own assistant? He told my husband how he felt about him and that he was handsome and he was gorgeous and he said the only way if the only way I can keep this secret from the rest of the world is if you let me from time to time when I want you. Damn. My own husband, powerless. He accepted. He had nowhere to go with this. Obviously, he's not going to tell his wife that his assistant wants to. So he kept that secret from me for a year. Fast forward, I told him, "Baby, I came to your workplace today and I saw this ordeal happen. I was shaken. I was powerless. I didn't know what to do. So now you leave me no choice. What do we do as a couple? Because I still love you as my husband. And there is no way I'm going to be registered in the books of registrars that I'm a divorced woman. I will not do such a thing. I will stand by you. We need to do something about this." My husband said, "There's nothing we can do because the moment I move away from this agreement that I have with my assistant, he is going to expose me. And when he exposes me, I will no longer be a certified surgeon. I will not be able to provide for this household anymore. Are you ready for that?" I told him, "No, I'm your wife. I will stand by you." Fast forward, I don't know, maybe anger got the best of me. But I thought of ways to rough him up. And so I talked to my closest associates. I'm a lawyer. I know bad people. I know people who can make other people shut up. And so I talked to them. I asked for a favor. And they roughed this assistant up. They beat him up. They hurt him very seriously. As we speak, he is unable to walk with his 2 legs. Am I a bad person for avenging my husband? Am I a terrible person for loving and standing by my husband? You can judge me all you want, but the decisions I made were solely to protect the family that I want to have with my husband. The end.